every day. It seems like we hear about more and more people moving from California to Texas, and they specifically decide DFW is the place they want to be. Well, I think I'm biased. I think it's a great place. However, I do think there are some things that like people from California regret about moving here to DFW. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna talk about a couple things, couple regrets people might have for leaving California and moving here to DFW. Let's talk about it today. All right, number one regret is the heat and the weather, and you underestimate how quickly it gets really hot here. And people just don't realize, like, until you live through a Texas summer and you're like, oh my gosh, this is like your clothes, like things just stick to your body, and you could walk from, you know, your car into the grocery store and you're dripping in sweat. It's awful. If you're not used to it, it's awful. And so sometimes people that move from California, maybe that's their biggest regret, is like they did not realize the weather was gonna be what it was gonna be. Second regret, it's not as cheap as you thought it was gonna be. Sure, yeah, is it cheaper than living in California? Absolutely. Is it the cheapest place to live? Absolutely not. Part of that gets kicked in by property taxes, right? And you know, gas is not $6 a gallon. I think it's like $2.70 at the time of this recording. So income is a little bit higher, and cost of living is, like I said, a little average. So you're thinking, oh yeah, it was gonna be good. But it is still good, and most of the time you still come out ahead. But again, just be mindful. It's not as cheap as people want to point it out to be. Okay, this one I think is a big deal, probably one of the bigger deals, is you're just honest and you miss the beach and you miss the mountains. But of course, like we're Texas, we have beaches, we have mountains, we have all those things. It's just gonna be a drive. So like getting down to South Padre Island, you know, where people like to hang out, it's 8 hours, right? Getting to Galveston from DFW is probably 4.5. So you can find all the things that you miss. They're just not gonna, like DFW in the center of North Texas, you're not gonna find the beach. So you miss those things and you're like, oh, I got used to seeing that. I got used to proximity. That's maybe a regret you have moving from California to DFW. Also, as part of that, Texas is a driver-friendly state. A road trip is not a big deal. I mean, here's the crazy thing. You could drive for 12 hours and still be in Texas. I know, nuts. But if you want any beautiful scenery, you could find it. You want the mountains, we got it. You want the beach, we got it. You want beautiful hill country with rolling hills and green spaces and flowers, we got it. It's just gonna be a drive. And that's one of the best parts about living in Texas, is there's so many different things and options that you can explore and drive to and see. And in a lot of those places, as you drive, speed limits get up towards 80 or even 85 on the highway. Yeah, a legal speed limit of 85. It's great, mostly West Texas. But just know that Texas, like, you're not gonna just be like, oh, let's go visit our family in El Paso and get there in a day. I mean, you could get there in a day, but it's a 12-hour day. And so maybe you just miss like population density, and you miss being like just crammed on top of people. It's not going to be the thing you're going to find here. Maybe one of the things Californians regret about Texas, moving from California to Texas, is they regret that our Mexican food is far superior than their Mexican food, and they miss the less than great food that they had in California. But really, Tex-Mex and barbecue is the way to go, and if you're not in on it, maybe you regret moving here. Another thing, maybe you regret paying 30% in state income taxes or whatever it is. I don't know what the number is. I hear it's a lot. Here's an honest conversation. Maybe for some people, like Texas, again, leans conservative over liberal. There are pockets within the cities, you know, like Houston, parts of Dallas, Austin, that tend to lean more liberal. And if you were expecting the state as a whole to lean that direction, that's not going to be the case. If you want that, again, there's like in terms of politics and policies, I'm not going to get into one way or the other. I'm just telling you matter of fact, Texas tends to lean more conservative when it comes to policy and fiscal responsibility and things like that. So if you were missing that sort of dynamic, that would be something why somebody would regret moving from California to Texas. Well, we did all of that, and I realized I apologize, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Zach. I live and work here in the DFW marketplace. My goal, as always, is to help people looking to relocate into DFW, point them in the right direction. So if I can help you in any way, point you in the right direction, take you out for beer and tacos, and introduce you to Texas barbecue, and tell you why I love my state, why I love DFW, and why this could be a really great fit for you and your family, I'd love to do that. My contact information, it's right there. Feel free to reach out, call, text, email, whatever it is. I want to be a resource to you. I want to help you and your family, find you the best home possible, get you the best deal I can, take care of you along the way, and welcome you into DFW. So thanks so much for taking time to watch my video. Appreciate it. We will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye for now.